It's Mixmaster Gazi on this one.
The views and opinions expressed are entirely those of the on air participants and do not reflect that of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Commissioner's Corner. I am your host, Dr. Dion Wells Hedrington, and this show is sponsored by the Virgin Islands Department of Education. You can catch us every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. right here on Facebook and YouTube pages for WTJX and VIDE and on 93.1 FM. Today is a great day, and with me in the studio this afternoon is none other than Mr. Irvin Mason. Introduce yourself to the community.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Irvin Mason, Sr. I'm the Director for Disaster Plan and School Security for the Department of Education.
And how are you today, Mr. Mason?
I'm fine. I'm well. I'm great. It's a great day. It's a great day in VID, and we're moving forward.
Awesome. So today's show will focus primarily on us talking about what steps the department has taken to address some of our safety concerns, discuss a little bit about the recent uptake in school violence that we're seeing across the territory, and what plans you as the director may have moving forward for the Department of Education. So let's talk about the safety infrastructure. And so we have been in communication about several projects to include the installation of the camera system. So where are we with that?
Well, the installation of the camera system and the district of St. Thomas St. John is moving along real great. It's right on schedule. A matter of fact, we have completed 4 schools on St. Thomas, and as you know, Commissioner, we took a tour of the cameras at Olamotto School.
Correct.
And they gave us a tour, and it's great. It's working great. As a matter of fact, the camera system we just installed in Gomez. We had 2 break-ins, and we got them. We know who they was. They came up. We got the pictures, everything. They called us, and we could identify them for VIPD. So 4 schools in St. Thomas are up and running, and they are Olamotto, Iwa, Gomez, and Sibley. And right now they move into Bowski School, and after Bowski School they go to Lockhart K-8, then the 2 high schools and BCB. So the system is going good. The contractor is on time, and I love the system. It's great. It's a great asset to the monitors and the school district, because monitors can be every place at all times.
Absolutely
right? So
not.
we short staff and monitors, because a school like Lockhart Elementary School have 1,000 students with 6 or 7 monitors. So that's not enough. So the cameras will augment for the safety of the students on this campus.
Right. So the camera system in the St. Thomas St. John district, like Mr. Mason indicated, I had the opportunity to look at the camera system, the demo that was done by the contractor. What I love is the resolution, and the contractor took his time.
Right.
And when I say took his time, he put cameras and faced cameras in ways that he thought would give us the maximum coverage that we needed, especially for those areas outside the
Sides.
campus,
Yep.
as well as inside. So I'm excited that that project is on the way. We did have a hiccup in St. Croix community. Our camera system installation was awarded to Monethos, and like the community is aware, we canceled, or the government decided to cancel all contracts that Monethos had, and which meant that VID had to go to the second responsive bidder, which is what we're doing now with that contract. Once that's signed, then we can proceed
St. Croix.
with the installation in St. Croix. But based on what Mon Ethos had done, how far did they get in the work?
Well, monitors, the other all the cameras for St. Croix, all the
Okay.
cameras on island, we got them back from them because we already paid them for that. So it's in VID possessions. So we're just waiting on the contract getting signed for the next vendor to start working on it. They did a walkthrough, but the new vendor that come in will have to do another walkthrough again and see what's going on. But all the cameras that Monitor purchased, we have them in our possession at VID.
And so with that particular contract community, it has to be modified.
Yeah.
Since the cameras were already in the possession of the department, then the contractor would be responsible for the installation and making sure that
the
all the other components are together, so that we have the capability of seeing all through the campuses, to include blind spots, as well as the opportunity to record
To record.
and to take footage.
Yeah, what's I like about the camera, when we look at the camera in St. Thomas that the vendor is putting in and the contractor is putting in, if you look at the camera, if you walk in, the camera put you in a box and show exactly where you're going from spot to spot to spot, any student. So, and I like that. A matter of fact, we had an incident when he was at the Muller School where a parent came on campus and was disturbing, and the camera pick him up, going to his car, coming back from his car. So it's a very, very good system, and it's going to help us a lot with our safety at the schools.
So we were able to get a special appropriation from the Senate during this budget cycle that would allow you to hire, I believe, is four additional monitors, which will help, but you never have enough
Never have
eyes.
enough, no.
But the camera system surely allows us to augment those areas that were not visible and bring them to visibility.
Yeah, so especially blind spots. And some of the schools, we have cameras pointing directly to the gate, could pick up people coming in and going out, pick up traffic going through the street, the main street and stuff like that. So it's real good, and I'm excited when the work is complete. And like I told you, Commissioner, we're going to have a camera to put on your phone. So what you could do, you could stay from your house, and the principal phone, you could stay from the house on a Sunday, Monday, whatever it is, they have to come in it, pull up the camera, if something going on campus, you could dial in and see exactly what's going on.
And I like that because you can actually do cuts of a video.
Yeah.
You could do snap shots, snap pictures, and so forth. That helps us in protecting our students and employees, but also protecting our assets.
Yeah, because we have a lot of break-ins in some of our schools, especially St. Thomas. We have a lot of break-ins, so it protects our assets. Any break-in we have, we could pull it up. You don't care in the middle of the night, whenever it is, we could pull it up, and the vendor is working with us on that aspect.
So, community, the camera projects are on the way. We did have a little delay in St. Croix, but we are getting back on track, and our goal is to have both islands fully equipped with surveillance system, which are our cameras, so that we have that extra layer of security. Another project that I know that we looked at was the fencing.
Yeah, right now we started fence at Iwa. Because our pastor this weekend, they was working this weekend, so the fence at Iwa is coming on board. We also have a fencing project at BCB, Olamolo School, and I think Charlotte Amali and Lacat Elementary School have fencing projects out.
And St. Croix District
St.
too.
Croix District too. St. Croix District have fencing. I think school down in the West Grove School, Claudio Marco, I think Complex and Central.
Right. So we have two contracts working simultaneously. They were already awarded.
Yep.
Contractors have been mobilized, and that work has begun. Again, we know the situations in our schools, the way they were built. Our campuses are very open.
Yeah.
We are doing this in an effort to keep our students contained and keep things from happening unknown to the administration of particular campuses. So this work effort will continue until fully executed.
We also have another project with generators too, because BCB is getting a brand new generator, and that generator is going to power up the whole school. Okay, that should be here some early next year, because it's building it from scratch, because you have to be a generator big enough for the whole school. We also have a generator coming for school in St. John, Guy Benjamin out in the Coral Bay. That generator is going to be used as a shelter, because we have that building there is built of a shelter for any type of disaster, any type of hurricane. And then we have one at Julius Sproul, and also in St. Croix too. We get a generator for some of our campuses.
So I know in St. Croix we have Pearl B, we have the curriculum center, I believe it's Eulalie, and Complex.
A complex.
And again, these generators are strategically placed at this present moment because these sites also serve
serves as
the
shelters.
community as shelters.
Yeah, our shelters.
So we were able to take some of the federal dollars to help us to get these generators while we work on the New Schools project, which will include battery backup and include generation of power so that we don't have to remain on WAPA's grid. We would be able to sustain ourselves if the grid is ever to go down, and we would have less interruptions in our school day. So there are definitely things and measures that have been taken to, make sure that safety remains a priority.
Safety is a priority in Department of Education, and not just for the students. It's for the faculty and staff and parents coming on campus. We have to keep everybody safe, make sure it's a safe environment, because you want your child to go to school and come back home safe. Okay,
Right.
and it's our job at the Department of Education to make sure that happens. Because once they leave home, from the time they leave the house to the time they come back to us after, we're responsible for them.
Correct.
So we have to make sure they're safe. And that leads me into the bus situation.
Okay, so Mr. Mason has taken over as the host. He's leading himself into the bus situation. I'm just kidding. So let's talk about the bus situation. So for the communities understanding their policies and procedures around the buses, if an incident is to occur on any of the buses that are contracted by the department, the bus drivers are to make an official complaint at the school. There's an incident report form. Once that incident report form is given to the administrator conducts the investigation and makes a ruling. One thing I want to make absolutely clear, bus transportation is a privilege. It's not mandatory. It's a privilege. And our children need to understand that it's just that. Anytime you violate school rules, bus rules, you will be put off the bus.
Yep.
And it will be your parents' responsibility to get you to and from school. But when the buses took a stance, when the drivers took a stance with the situation with the bus driver in St. Croix, and decided that they were going to strike the Thursday and Friday of last week, I was eager to find out what was our percentage of students attending school.
Not use the bus.
And without bus transportation in St. Croix, we had an 80, I want to believe it's 80 to 82% attendance rate. When buses are running, St. Croix district struggles with attendance. It fluctuates between 87% to 89%.
Yeah.
So that tells me that we need to make school a priority over here.
Yeah.
Parents, I need my students in school. They have no excuse as to why they're not coming to school. And so, talk about the bus situation.
Well, the bus situation, right now we're working with the bus companies to update the policies and the regulations of what they should do in case of an emergency, in case of something happening on the bus. Because I'm working very closely with VIPD, because VIPD help us a lot in any type of situation you have on our campus. So we work with the bus companies to make sure that the drivers will get trained, are well trained, on a regular basis. I know the drivers go to train at least once a year, but we're trying to do it on a more regular basis to know exactly what we're doing. So we have to work close with the bus drivers. Another thing we want to do is put back cameras on the bus. Because I know at one time we had cameras on the bus, so we want to put back cameras on the bus to make sure that the bus driver is safe, the students on the bus is safe, so anything happen, they can have a record of what's going on. I know a long time ago you saw a crossing guard used to travel on the bus with us when I was going to school, but they don't have that no more, so we're trying to put back cameras on the bus. So we work with the bus company to make sure that the cameras on the bus. And we need parents' help. We need parents out there to talk to the kids. Let them know that riding the bus, as you say, is a privilege. Okay, if you disrespect the bus driver anyway, because it's a safety hazard. The bus driver has to concentrate on what he's doing, because he's driving your students to school, your child to school, so he has to be careful. So you disturbing the bus, making noise on the bus and carrying on the bus, that's distract the bus driver. So talk to your kids, talk to them seriously about how important it is to conduct themselves on the bus. We can't say you can't talk, but at least that aggressiveness and going on, it has to stop. And the parents have to talk to the students.
So one of the things that I'll piggyback off of what you said, I was totally disgusted when I saw the video with a bus driver being assaulted by my students.
Yeah.
Because all the students belong to me, us,
Yeah.
right? And that behavior was totally uncalled for. And let me make it clear to the public. I don't have a problem suspending a child off a bus for an entire year. No student gets to come on to any of our bus transportation that we provide for our families and feel that they have the authority to beat up an adult or beat up an other students.
Yep.
It's unacceptable, and I think that our children have lost their morals and values, and who's responsible for that? It's not the Department of Education. That starts at home. But one of the things that I found that this particular incident did is it woke up the community. Yep. It woke people up because they couldn't believe what they were seeing. So I have different organizations that are reaching out to the department to partner with us to come up with things that we could do for our children. Because at the same time that happened, I'm trying to figure out why that child is so aggressive. Why are those children behaving that way? Did we miss something? Could we do something? Where is this child or these children in their trajectory in high school? Is there a way for us to ensure that we get them through high school, get them to have their diplomas, and give them a pathway, a redemption, something to save them? But that kind of behavior that we are seeing lately in our schools is heightened, and it's not acceptable.
And like the bus, the situation we had in St. Thomas where the bus driver put the student off the bus, we had a lot of complaint on social media. Oh, the bus driver should have put them off and this like that. All right, we know the bus driver should not have put him up, but we don't know what the student did before that. I don't think the bus driver going to stop and just put a student off the bus. He ain't crazy. I don't think it's that. So, as I understand, something happened before how the student was conducting himself on the bus, so the bus driver put him off. He should have dropped him to school, then he put him off, called the authorities or something. But at that time, maybe he would fear for his life. Okay, because look what happened the next day in St. Thomas and St. Croix, where they assaulted the bus driver. So we have to really, really install in our students, our kids, our children, how important it is, the bus companies and getting a ride to school, because a lot of parents depends on the bus.
All right.
And when the bus strike in St. Croix for 2 days, it had an effect. So we really need to talk to them about that.
So one of the things that I've had discussions internally about was, if a bus driver is driving on his or her route and a situation breaks out or a student becomes abusive, verbally abusive on the bus, what should the bus driver do? And the bus driver should stop.
Yep.
They should call 911.
Yep.
They should call their dispatch center. If you're putting the child off the bus, then there should be some alternate transportation there. And it is my understanding from our preliminary investigation that there was someone from the bus depot that traveled to
yeah,
get the child.
sure.
But when they arrived, the child was already gone.
yeah.
So that whole situation didn't go the way that it should have.
Yep.
But that's the tightening up that we're talking about. Not that we're going to condone the behavior,
Yep.
but we also have to make sure that the safety of our students remains at the center of what we do at the Virgin Islands Department of Education. So bus privilege is a privilege. It is not mandatory. And every situation will be examined and investigated case by case.
Yep.
And decisions will be made by the administration of the school as to whether your child still has rights to ride the school bus. That is something that I need to make clear. And I pray that no situation like that ever occurs in this territory again. And I've said it and I'll say it today. 32 years, 31 years, almost 32 years in this department, I have never seen such behavior towards adults. And what we're seeing in videos as these children are fighting in school is even in the presence of adults, they don't stop.
They
They
don't
have
stop.
no respect for the adults. And so even the school violence, student on student, is increasing. I had a video that I watched where students have this thing chest to chest and they push up on each other's chest to start a fist fight. And by the time that one fist fight was finished, the child's whole teeth or whole jaw shifted.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing? And so parents, again, we have this thing that when our children get to a certain age, we pull back our reins, and that is when our children need us the most.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on these school fights?
Well, I watched a school fight at Complex a couple of weeks ago, and I have to give credit to that monitor. And I know that monitor personally, and I know what his temperament. The student actually had the monitor by his collar, getting ready to push him out the balcony, and the monitor had to pull back and really hold back, because if the student was putting on the foot, the monitor will go straight over the balcony. These fights in schools, I don't know what we could do to curl it, but you have to stop. And our monitors are training de-escalation, training conflict resolution, but sometimes it's hard when a student is just beating on you. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm trying to protect myself. I have to protect myself first, and also try to protect the student. So I have to give credit to that monitor for that fight. And when I look at that video, I couldn't believe. And when they tell me who the monitor was, I said, what? No, man, he changed. That's a changed guy. So, I mean, I think that all the training that we went through with him brought him to that point where he could really use his skills and his conflict resolution to really not get it escalated any further. But we have...
if I may, you talked about de-escalation and conflict resolution for the monitors.
Yeah.
But I want to say to the community that there is also de-escalation training and conflict resolution training for students.
For students, yeah.
We also have a good relationship with the Department of Health.
Yeah.
And, you know, from time to time, they bring in their behavioral vans and offer counseling. We have a partnership with anti-gun violence.
Yep.
They come in and do presentations. So it's not that the department isn't doing anything, but I think that these individual isolated cases are involving repeaters. And that's the pattern that we have to pay attention to. And that's the individualized counseling and family to take that route with those children.
Yeah, because some of the problems go deeper than the fights, you know.
Of
course.
course.
It go way deep, and some of the students, they're lashing out, and they're looking for somebody to talk to them. So what we're planning to do in Department of Education is do some assemblies, bring in different agencies, VIP, the Department of Health, Human Services, and do assemblies with students, girls in one section, guys in one section, and let's talk. Let's show them what's going on and talk to them and see what the problem is, because we have to find the problem.
Right.
Okay, we have there is a problem. There's a serious problem, but we have to find it. But we can't do it by ourselves.
Right,
we
and
cannot.
it's a societal problem.
Yeah.
It's a community problem.
Yeah.
It's a Virgin Islands problem.
So it's not VID problem alone. It's everybody problem because the same students come out in the community, and all the fights don't happen in schools. It happen outside,
Right.
and then come back in the school. So we had a situation this weekend in the weekend game. Something happened. So it's not just school based. It's community based.
And our children have become so street savvy. Our children have access to weapons. Our children have access to things that they shouldn't have access to. But you said something that is so accurate. What is at the core?
Yeah. We have to find out what's we got to deep and find out what's the issue, because these students are lashing out and it's something making them lash out. They ain't crazy. They're fully aware what's going on, but we have to find out what is the problem. And once we don't get to the quality situation, it's going to always happen. But we need the help of parents, the community. If you see something in our student, let us know. Let us know what's going on so we could work with the student, work with the parents. A lot of parents need help.
Right.
They need help. But
I
some
keep
of them-
saying that.
some of
There's
them-
no manual
No.
on how to be an effective parent. So you know you're doing it, and some of our parents are doing what was done to them, and so some of our parents are working 2-3 jobs to make ends meet, and so the children are raising themselves. So there are many societal things that have to be addressed.
And then you have parents who is young adults, young parents.
Yep.
They themselves mature yet to be a parent, but they're having kids. So how are we going to deal with that? Because when you have the mother, the daughter, and the kid all them in the same house, one guy coming to the next one, and the kids seeing stuff like that.
Right.
So we have to find a way to deal with that and
To help them to
help
cope.
them to cope.
Right.
And parents need help.
Right.
And a lot of parents, if they come for help, they feel it's stigmatized. Oh, you're going for help. You don't know how to raise a child, and the community could be rude and very cruel to people.
Mm-hmm.
But you as an adult, we as adults and in the profession, we got to get above that. We have to learn how to talk to them, bring them in, let them know we have an open door. You have a problem? Come talk to us. We're going to help
Correct.
you. We're going to find help. If you need help, we're going to get the help. We're going to find
Right.
help for you.
So one of the things that this whole situation prompted was the Virgin Islands Board of Education has corralled all of the supporting agencies together. We actually have a meeting coming up on the 18th, where Department of Human Services, Health, VIPD, Justice, VIDE, all the agencies that impact students and families. We're going to sit to the table because, again, this is not a VIDE problem. This is a community problem. And so our goal is to save our children. Ultimately, I want all my students to succeed, but we also have to be aware that we need to make sure that environments are safe.
Yeah.
And anytime a student poses a threat on any campus, they will be removed. We have no other choice than to remove them from the current setting and try to intervene in whatever it is that may be going on. So we're committed to that, and community, you can hear it. Safety is a priority.
Is a priority.
And we have 2 more minutes, Mr. Mason. I would like you to wrap up with, first of all, let me say kudos to the monitors of our schools. The monitors are the first line of defense for our campuses. And I want to shout out the men and women who serve as monitors daily in our schools. It is not an easy job. And it's also not an easy job for our teachers and the rest of the employees who interact with our students daily. So kudos, shout outs to the hardworking men and women of the Virgin Islands Department of Education. But 1 minute, Mr. Mason, monitors.
Monitors, well, I can't say there's a whole lot about the monitors I could say, but as you say, kudos to them. They're doing a great job, a wonderful job. We can't do this without them. And whatever support we have, we need to give them and give to them. As a matter of fact, on the 18th of this month, we're doing a training with Dr. Constantine over here in St. Croix for all the monitors. So I want to thank them publicly for the job they're doing, a great job. And I want to say something before you leave. You see the commercial little host today? VID won the game last night
That's
against Public
right.
Works. Okay, so
That's right. I was out there supporting education defenders, and we defended against Public Works. Okay. And so kudos to the great men and women who just do awesome things in education. I want to thank you, community, for joining us here on the Commissioner's Corner. Looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 5:30 right here on WTJX VIDE and 93.1 FM. Have a blessed evening. Thank you.
The views and opinions expressed are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect that of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
This is meteorologist Russ Murley with your WTJX local forecast for Tuesday evening, October 8th. There's a risk of spotty showers overnight tonight, lows 78 to 82. Southeast winds at 10 to 15 will slowly diminish during the overnight. Partly sunny with isolated showers tomorrow, upper 80s to near 90. Spotty showers tomorrow night, 78 to 82, and lots of sunshine with isolated showers on Thursday, upper 80s to low 90s. Rip current risk will be highest on St. Croix area beaches during the day Wednesday. Tropical storm Leslie will remain out to sea. Hurricane Milton will be impacting